All right. So this week, week 3, because we have a short week with the holiday on Monday, I will not record the videos for module 3, module 4. You have the videos here from last year. They're going to be just as good. I was just as good as I was this year as I am last year. I'm going to say that. So all you have to do is complete the modules exam. Were you guys able to get the first exam? Okay. Okay, good. I know I had some students that were having issues with that. If you have issues with the exams or something happens, just email me right away so I can reset them or fix them or whatever. What's that? For what? We could probably look over that. We could look over that.
When I was taking, I'm like, I know what's going on, and I know what this, but for some reason, I still didn't do it as good as I thought. I took it again, and I still got the same score.
Okay, we'll take a look at it. So the question here in class, sorry, I adjusted my mic, was can we look at the exams? If you guys want to look over your exam and see what you missed or something like that, I'd be happy to schedule a meeting and go over that with you guys. All right, so watch these videos, look through these PowerPoints. The main thing I want to record today is you guys are going to get started on the different labs. So the way that we're going to do labs in here is through NETLAB. You have Windows labs and Linux labs this week. And as you can see, there's a lot of labs. So the labs are not going to be due this Sunday. They're going to be due next Sunday. So normally it's the Sunday of the week. There's more than enough labs, so you can just get them done by next Sunday. That's fine. There's going to be a few weeks where we don't have this many labs or anywhere close to this many labs. So this exam would be due this Sunday. Yep.
So on that night.
Yep. So the exam is going to be due on the 12th. The labs are going to be due on the 19th. All right. So to do the labs, you would come in here to say Windows Labs, and you're going to click on this link. And this is going to automatically log you into our NETLAB system. If you've used NETLAB in a different class, this is going to be completely different if you haven't used this automated from Blackboard stuff. So a fair bit of warning, if you are using another class that is using NETLAB and you try to log into that class after you've done this one, you're going to see an error message, something like, whoops, that's not it. Let's try this one, labs. You're going to get an error message like this. So you've been logged out. And then if you actually try to go in to labs.fhsu.edu, you're going to get this error message that says you can only access it from your account. So once you've used NETLAB from Blackboard, it's only going to work through Blackboard. If you have another class that still uses it the old way, which I know most of you don't because most instructors use it this way now, but if you do, you just have to use an incognito window. Now you can go to labs and that will work just fine. You can log in and complete that other class, but you will not be able to log in with your login here if you have another class and see the CCNA CyberOps content. It actually has a completely different login, but it's all single sign-on now and done through your Blackboard session, so you don't have to do anything on your side. So you click on this lab. And once you click on the lab, you'll be able to schedule time. You can schedule time in advance if you want, or you can schedule it for right now. Doesn't matter. You can schedule lab for yourself. To pick a pod, you want to pick something right below the red line. And it doesn't matter which pod you pick. I encourage you to give yourself plenty of time to do these labs. So, you know, make it for 2, 3, 4 hours. It doesn't matter. Once you're done, end your reservation. That way it's freed up for somebody else. Once you get that in there, you'll be able to click enter lab and it will go ahead and take you into the lab. The way these are going to be graded inside of Blackboard is you have to attend the lab and you have to complete the work in the lab. The system will automatically detect that you completed that. So you'll go through here. If you haven't used the NETLAB interface before, you can click on the Wing client. In this case, that's all it's used. And you can go ahead and start working with that. For the content, you click over here on content. You can read through this lab and follow along with the instructions. So you'll notice like this lab, it's only 4 pages long. So yes, there's a lot of labs this week, but they're not super lengthy labs inside of there. You do not have to fill out this information when it asks for questions in the PDF. Just note that down for yourself. but I will not be grading this portion of it.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about that.
Nope. Just complete the lab, go through all the steps. NetLab will tell me whether or not you got through it. If you haven't used this interface before, you can always break this out into a separate window. So if you have two monitors, you can kind of do a side by side like this, and you can use the virtual machine on the right and the letter interface on the left if you want, or the content.
Status is what tells us what we're still missing.
Status just tells you what PC's powered on and stuff like that within the pod.
I was wondering because like in networking one for the packet tracer,
Right.
had to like check your progress.
Yeah, packet tracer is different. It's going to be a little different than this one. So in here, you'll finish this. Once you're done, you'll go to reservation and end reservation now, and then you can complete. If you're starting to run out of time for whatever reason, you can always request more time up here, and it'll give you an extension as long as nobody's scheduled behind you. Once you're done, you can click in reservation, and it will close that window. On this main screen now, if I go back and look at lab 303, you're going to see that I did this lab. So this is how you know that you did the lab. Now, granted, I didn't spend any time in there, so I won't get any points out of this either. It detects how long you actually went into the lab. All right. You guys have any questions on how labs work?
So we access this through
All through Blackboard. You go through Blackboard, you go to week 3, and you'll see the Windows labs and the Linux labs. And you'll just go to each one of these, make a reservation. And once you're done, the system will automatically kick a score back to the gradebook. So if you come into the grade center, you can come in and actually see your grade for that lab. If you have any issues with the grade or it doesn't look right or something like that, just let me know. You should get the grade back immediately. I have to go through and double check and make sure these are all set up correctly, which I'll do here after class. But yes, you should get it immediately back in there. The other thing I will check is your lab history and make sure that all the labs are completed. So I'll cross-reference what NetLab says you did along with what Blackboard did in case there was some reason that the grade didn't come back. All right. Once you've done all those, then you should be good to go. There is some old videos out here, which in this case, I moved them out. So because of not being able to record these. So again, this is going to cover the Windows operating system as well as the Linux operating system. That Linux refresher that you guys did, that will pretty much prep you for the Linux section if you don't have much Linux training. All right. Any questions for this week? All right.